Hello kids. In this video we are going to learn about water. In the last video we learned about air. Okay? Now we'll see water. Water is an important for life to exist on the earth as is air. It covers over 70% of the earth. Through only about 3% of this water is fit for use by man. Our earth is covered by 70% of water, 70% by water. But from that 70% water, only 3% of this water is fit for use by man. In that 70%, only 3% of this water is fit for man, fit for use by man. Understood, no kids? Now see, impurities in water. Impurities means presence of unwanted substance. Presence of unwanted substances. Impurities in water means presence of unwanted substances in water. The water that we get has a certain impurities, though they may not be visible to the naked eye. Using impure water can cause a number of ailments. It is therefore very important to make sure that the water we use is clean and free from impurities. We know impurities means unwanted substance that is present in that water. The water that we get has certain impurities, though they may not be visible to the naked eye. We need a microscope to see some unwanted substances, dust, microbes are present in water. We may not be visible to the naked eye. Using impure water can cause a number of ailments. It is therefore very important to make sure that the water we use is clean and free from impurities. Now see, soluble impurities. In impurities, two types are there, soluble impurities and insoluble impurities. Soluble impurities are those that dissolve in water. Soluble impurities are those that are dissolved in water. They are microscopic, not visible to a naked eye. Salt present in sea water is an example for soluble impurity. Soluble impurities are those that are dissolved in water. They are microscopic, not visible to the naked eye. Salt present in sea water is an example for soluble impurity. When we mix a salt in water, otherwise sugar mixed in water, can we see the sugar is present in this one? No, when we will taste the water, that time we will say, it's a sugar water. Sugar is present in water, salt is present in water. They are microscopic, not visible to naked eye. Salt present in, sugar present in water. They are microscopic, not visible to the naked eye. Salt water is present in sea water is example for soluble impurity. Now see, some impurities such as mud particles, leaves of the trees, etc. are not soluble in water. They are called insoluble impurities. Some impurities also present in water. They are not soluble. For example, some things, papers, wood sticks, leaves, mud, they are not dissolved in water. They are not dissolved in water. They remain as it is. They are called the insoluble impurities. Impurities, water is unfit for consumption. Impure water is unfit for consumption. It is therefore important to purify water to remove soluble as well as the insoluble impurities. We can use the different methods to remove the impurities. Important to purify water. It is very important to purify water, because by purifying, the purification process is remove the soluble, insoluble as well as insoluble impurities from water. So we can use always purified water. Don't use directly water to drink, to use for cooking, etc. Understood now? Now see some different methods to remove impurities from water. Method we can use to remove insoluble impurities. First we will see the methods to remove insoluble impurities. Sedimentation. Sedimentation means a process by which insoluble impurities in a liquid settle down at the bottom of the container. Sedimentation is the process by which insoluble impurities settle in a liquid settle down at the bottom of that container. Water present in nature often contains insoluble impurities like soil particles, twigs, animal excreta, etc., which make it unclean and unfit for use. Sedimentation is the method of removing such impurities in a easy manner. All of you know, water present in nature often contains insoluble impurities like soil, particles, twigs, leaves, animals, etc., which can make it unclean and unfit for use. Sedimentation is the simple process, is the simple method to remove the impurities in easy way. Look at the figure given below. Look at this one figure means picture given below. It is the sedimentation. When we allow the mud water to stand for a few hours, the particles of mud slowly start settling down at the bottom of the beaker. After a few hours, most of particles settle at the bottom and the almost clear liquid is visible at top. We can easily pour this liquid in another vessel. This process of pouring out the clear liquid into another vessel is called the decantation. Look at this in picture, kids. In this figure, when we allow the mud water to stand for a few hours, first we taken here mud water. Okay, in this one flask we taken a mud water to stand for a few hours. Because of to settle down, the particles slowly start settling down at the bottom of the beaker. Okay, after a few hours, most of the particles settle at the bottom and almost clear liquid. After a few hours, most of the particles settle at the bottom, almost clear liquid is visible at the top. We can easily pour this liquid into another vessel. After that, we can easily pour this one, pure means clean water, into another vessel. This process of pouring out clear liquid into another vessel is called the decantation. Decantation is the process of pouring out the clean liquid into another vessel is called the decantation. Okay? Now see, the particles settle at the bottom of the vessel is called the sedimentation. This is the pouring out the clear liquid into another vessel is called the decantation, and whatever remaining in that vessel, particles settle at the bottom of that vessel are called the sedimentation. It is the sedimentation and it is the decantation. The process of removing insoluble impurities by allowing them settle down is called the sedimentation. The whole process is called the sedimentation. Now next, turn the page. Now we'll see filtration. The simplest example of this method of removing insoluble impurities is when we strain tea into a cup using a tea strainer. Filtration. What is filtration, kids? You know, filtration is the process by which insoluble impurities in a liquid are separated using a fine cloth or a filtered paper. Filtration is the process by which insoluble impurities in a liquid, those are present in that liquid, are separated by using a fine cloth, clean cloth or filter paper is called filtration. The simplest example of the method of filtration removing the insoluble impurities when we strained into a cup using a tea strainer. Filtration is the physical process of separating insoluble substance from a liquid using a fine cloth, filter papers or a plastic or a steel strainer. Filtration is the physical process of separating insoluble substances from liquid using a fine cloth, filter paper or plastic or steel strainer. Liquid containing insoluble impurities is poured into a funnel lined on the inside with a filter paper or fine cloths. The clean water passes through the filter, leaving all insoluble impurities behind and is collected in a jar kept below the funnel. The filtrated water does not contain any insoluble impurities and is called the filtrate. The insoluble impurities left on the filter paper is called the residue. Boiling the filtrate kills the microscopic impurities in it, such as germs and microbes. See, kids, in this picture, how the filtration process is going on. It is the filtration. Filtration is the physical process of separating insoluble substances from liquid by using a fine cloth or filter paper or plastic or steel strainer. The strainer you are using to filter a tea in your house, na? Liquid containing insoluble impurities is poured into a funnel. Okay? Funnel lined, and it is lined on inside the filter paper. It is the funnel and it is lined, means filter paper put inside the funnel. The clean water passes through the filter. When we pour the dirty, means uncleaned water, the clean water pass through the funnel, means that one filter paper, leaving all insoluble impurities behind, means inside Jar means kept the funnel, inside the funnel. The filtered water does not contain any insoluble impurities and is called the filtrate. The filtered water does not contain any insoluble impurities and is called the filtrate. The insoluble impurities left on the filter paper. Look here, these are the impurities. They are insoluble. They are called residue. Boiling the filtrate means when we boil this water, means filtrate water, it kills the microbes present in this water. Impurities in such as germs and microbes. When we boil this one filtrate water, that time it kills the impurities that is present in such as germs and microbes. Understood, kids? This is the filtration, second method to purify the water. First is the decantation, second one is the filtration. Now we'll see again one method is the methods we can use to remove the soluble impurities. Evaporation. What is evaporation? A liquid turning into vapor when heated. Evaporation means when it is also one process, a liquid turning into vapor when heated it. Okay, now see, evaporation, water when heated turn into water vapor. Water when heated turns into water vapor. This is called evaporation. Look in this picture, kids. It is the flask. And when in this picture also see, when we heated a water in a bowl, it started evaporate. Evaporate means it's become a vapor, means gas, in the form of gas. Look at the given picture. Salt water is being heated in a flask. The water slowly starts evaporating into a water vapors due to the heat. This water vapor, when cooled, give pure water with a salt left behind in the flask. The substance that is left in the flask is salt. We take some salt water in this flask and started heating by heater, means lamp. In this process, what happened? When high heat given it received, the water started to evaporate. Water started to evaporate and it evaporate and comes out, means it move up. That time, the water slowly started evaporate, water vapor due to the heat. This water, when water become vapors, it comes to a cooled, given pure water. When it comes to the cool condition, it given pure water. And with the salt left behind here only in this flask. The salt remain behind the flask. In this flask, the salt remain only. The substance that left in the flask is the salt. Understood, kids? And the vapors, water vapor cooled, gets a cool, it become a pure water. Okay? Now see boiling. Second, again one method is boiling. Methods we can use to remove the soluble impurities. Boiling is a process. Boiling means heating a liquid to turn into vapor. Boiling is a process heating a liquid to turn into vapor. We must first filter water and then we boil it. Boiling is a common and easy method to purification of water. It kills germs, making it a safe for drinking. Boiling is a simple, common, easy method to purification of water. In our house, you see, when we feel sick, when we suffer from cough and cold, that time what will you do, your mother? She boil a water and give you. Because boiling, it kills germs that present in that water and make it safe for drinking. Understood, no? It is the very easy, common method to purification of water. Okay kids, here our lesson also over. You read the whole lesson and write down all new words in your notebook. In the next video, again once time we revise the lesson and solve the exercise. Thank you for watching the video.